Good morning, Philadelphia Eagles fans, and good morning, NFL fans, to another week of Philadelphia Eagles football. This week, bringing into our home, we bring the Miami Dolphins, which aren't doing so hot. The Eagles, of course, which I'll talk about, coming off of a huge victory against the Dallas Cowboys. Now, first off, as I promised this entire year, we'll talk a little bit about if you're a visitor coming from Miami, whether you're an Eagles fan or a Dolphins fan. I do recommend for you to come down to Old City, which is the eastern part of Philadelphia, and visit a place called Cuba Libre, where they have good food. I like their food, and they have dancing as well at night, especially Friday and Saturday nights. I think they play more Colombian music. You can do essentially your best Victor Cruz impersonation. Yeah, I'm going to cut that out. But come on down to Cuba Libre. I believe it's on 2nd Street, which is close to the river. So you're getting close to New Jersey, and have a good time there. But back to football. Now, first, I'm going to talk, of course, about the Eagles beating the Cowboys. Nothing makes us happier, regular season-wise, than beating the Cowboys. What I like about the game is that there were no mistakes. There were no crazy turnovers. We played solid football, especially offensively, I think. And the defense held enough to pull it out a victory. Of course, there were some breakdowns. Dallas was able to stay in the game. Yeah, I do think that there are some parts of the game, especially the ending, where it seemed like Dallas had home field advantage with some favorable pass interference calls. Not the one that Jenkins had on Witten, that was obvious, but the ones on Byron Maxwell. But all in all, that's the way the game's played. It goes back and forth. Things happen. Calls happen. In the end, we didn't have crazy drop passes, and we did enough to win the game, which means that goes in a win column. Helps our divisional record, helps our standings, and we stay right with the Giants, which I said at the beginning of the season, that's the biggest threat, I believe. I didn't know Tony Romo was going to get hurt. I think it would be a different Dallas Cowboys team if Tony Romo was playing, but it is what it is. If you look at Miami, though, Miami's coming in, and they just got whooped up on by Buffalo. They really did. This is a struggling team right now. I believe they lost last week, 33-17 or so? But Ryan Tannehill hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in like 2 weeks. I mean, there's some names out there like Landry, Stills, Cameron. There's some guys that have potential. I'm not going to say that they stink because, I mean, they blew up Houston earlier this year. I mean, they have the potential to light it up, but they haven't done much. And on the defensive side of the ball, really not scared of them at all. I mean, they've been giving up big plays, running and passing, which with our offense now, DeMarco Murray is starting to wake up, which is good. Matthews, running back Matthews, he's continuously doing well, which is good. We still haven't heard as much from Darren Sproles. I wonder if we're saving him or not for something. I don't know. I'm a little confused by that, but oh well. Yeah, so much for the green screen people keep on talking to me about. Whatever. That's a special shout out. But there's some things that we need to do from an offense and defensive side of the ball. First, let's talk about offense. Offense, we need to continue what we started in Dallas. Not making mistakes, not turning over the ball, not dropping passes, and just playing solid offense ball. That's what we did, and it worked. We got a victory out of it, and that's what we want. From the defensive side of the ball, we started seeing some holes. A guy like Beasley really was a big problem for us. It really was, and it seems like teams are attacking Nolan Carroll. It's very obvious. No matter where Nolan Carroll is, that's where they're attacking. They're staying away from Byron Maxwell. I think he's getting a better feel for this defense. He's starting to become more solid. So they're starting to attack Nolan Carroll. Nolan Carroll came from Miami, so some of the players might know him pretty well. So we got to make up for that. Going a little bit back to the offensive side, it's kind of odd. We haven't heard names like Zach Ertz. Brent Selleck. Nelson Aguilar's been out for a lot. I don't know if he's going to be playing this game. Riley Cooper. I mean, these are some names that we haven't heard much of anything about this whole season. I'm wondering why. I'm wondering if we're lacking a deep threat that opens things up underneath. I'm still wondering why we're not doing a lot more screen passes with Darren Sproles. I do have some questions about that, but when you're winning, you can do that. So right now we're winning. We're sitting at 4-4. Giants are 5-4. We have to keep pace. And that's what we have to do. So what do we need to do? Just be consistent. Be solid. We have this game against Miami. We don't want to look too far forward, but we have this game against Miami. We have Tampa Bay, and we have Detroit. We have some struggling teams right now that we can build up some momentum to playing New England. These next couple of weeks, we have to play without, this next rest of the season, we have to play without Jordan Hicks. Special shout out to Jordan Hicks. You've played outstanding this year. Nobody saw you being a third-round pick out of Texas doing as well as you've done. And single-handedly, you pretty much altered Dallas' whole season with the hit on Tony Romo, knocking him out for a long, long time, and that pick six you had. So, definitely from all Eagles fans, thank you for playing the way you have, and I'm looking forward to you coming back next year that much stronger to go with Kiko Alonso, Michael Kendricks, DeMeco Ryans. Looking forward to that. But this week is about beating Miami. It's a team that we only play once every 4 years. And we play them pretty well when we do, but we have to stay focused, we have to stay consistent, we have to run the ball, we have to not turn over the ball, and we have to limit big plays, because that's the only way that Miami's going to win this game. It reminds me years ago when we played against Tennessee and Kenny Britt tore us apart. I think it was Kenny Britt. I don't know. They had a wide receiver. All they did was throw it deep, and then they end up scoring like 3 times and beating us. We can't allow the big play. And I think that's the recipe for a win. So head on down here, down to Cuba Libre, have some fun. Head on down 1 o'clock to the stadium down here in Philadelphia, and let's go ahead and beat Miami. So as we do down here on Broad Street, let's root for our birds. Let's stay focused, let's stay consistent, let's bring home a victory, and let's go on a run. Go Birds! E-A-T-L-E-S, Eagles! Beat Miami!